Zoom it out, down one, I think. Yeah, there you go. All right. Go ahead and, actually, yeah, full screen it. Full screen it. Yeah, you go ahead. Beginning, start from the beginning, please. Drag it back, yeah.
We've basically told a great generation of young women, don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job, and it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, you know, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, this is true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats, so I thought, you know, we basically told.
So this went viral on Twitter a couple days ago. Charlie Kirk, he's giving a talk. Charlie, who we've had on the show before, and he said, well, women are not in their prime, in their 30s. Everyone lost their mind over this. Just going around the panel, do you guys object to this characterization that women are not in their prime when they're in their 30s?
30s is the new 20s, baby.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
No, I think that age, all that stuff is just trying to make people feel bad. Like, we're all children of God, and that's what he looks at. And I think all that other stuff causes depression, anxiety, puts pressures on people.
Aging?
Like, I mean, it's a normal fact, but our world bases that so much. Look at the filters we have. All this stuff is just artificial. At the end of the day, we're all dying. This world is temporary. So why do we put so much emphasis on all this fake stuff around us? You know?
Well, then that's a very nihilistic approach. Why wouldn't people just unalive themselves then, if it's just a temporal, place to be in?
Well, what do you mean? That's not what the Bible would. You're not supposed to unalive yourself. That's not what God called you to do.
Wait a second. If you're talking to a person who's a secularist, you're trying to sell them on Christianity, and they ask you, well, wait a second, if it's all just a temporal state and it's ultimately meaningless, why don't I just off myself? You would just say, because the Bible says not to.
With Jesus inside of us, we have a great purpose. We're supposed to help people. We are not supposed to just say, I'm saying on the outward appearance, we're so much on the material. I'm talking about the soul level. That's what really matters. Nothing about on the outer matters.
Wait, you mean like someone's outward physical appearance doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Like, the soul is what matters. Everybody puts emphasis on how you look. Look at the most beautiful people are the most they hate themselves the most. They're the most depressed people.
Okay, so hold on.
Beautiful people in the world.
But bringing it back to Charlie Kirk's video, his basic point was that, this could even be the case for a lot of men too, but he was saying that women in their 30s, I forgot exactly, they're not in their prime. So let's assume that's the physical prime. They're not as attractive as they were in their 20s. You object to that position?
I mean, I think to each, Botox come along. No. But I think really to each his own, because somebody might not like dating a younger girl who has an experienced life, who they can't talk to about things. There's a lot of men, which is, I think, disgusting. You see these, especially like in Nashville, I don't know, it's a thing, where these older guys are dating these young girls because they as older women would never put up.
Hold on.
What's wrong with that?
Well, hold on. No. Hold on. Wait. Just
young.
Are you talking? Are you talking about
40,
adults? You're talking about adults, though.
Yeah.
Because you're saying young girls.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear here. We're talking about adult
You're talking
women.
About they're dating women 18 and up, right?
But somebody who's like a fresh baby. And the thing is all of us
women
who are in our 30s
That's
look at these
bad
men
characterization.
who are
They're not
40,
babies.
and a lot of them have ego issues. They're like crazy, and we see it. But the young girl, she's not developed enough to where she's kind of like deals with it, you know?
When did she get developed enough?
Well, honestly, God gives you a lot of wisdom and discernment.
When is that?
When you dive deep with God. When you put,
Could it be
instead of a man
could an
putting a man
18-year-old
as an
girl have to
idol.
dive deep with God?
I'm sorry?
Can an 18-year-old girl be dive deep with God?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then what the hell is the problem with that relationship?
I'm just saying, and generally, it's not that kind of relationship. Most
What kind
of
of
the time,
relationship
it's
is
a
it?
broken girl who's been through a lot of stuff, who isn't mature enough, and then a broken guy who likes that this girl, he can control her, things like that. That's the modern day.
But you could have that at 22 and 20. You don't need. Why would the age gap make a difference?
That's normally from what I see, that's what I see.
Yeah, but you see that normally among people who are in the same age grouping too. It's pretty normal to see broken people get together in the same exact
The thing
age
is,
group.
until you put God first, you're gonna make a man an idol, and that's what I did for so long, and it was one of my biggest regrets because.
What does that mean? Make a
somebody's
man an
happiness-
idol?
I just
You're
feel
not
like
making a man an idol because there's an
if
age
you don't
gap.
have-
That's insane.
No, I'm just saying if you don't put God first in your life, you are gonna make a man your idol. If you're 18, you're still discovering life. I'm not saying it's not true. It can happen. People do get married young, but it is weird. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why is it weird? It just gives you the ick? Does it just give you the ick?
No, it's because they're taking advantage. Because as a woman, I see that these women are very heartbroken, and these men are taking advantage of them. They might have some father wounds. They haven't had time to heal, and then they go after them. And I think it's especially when you have a heart of mercy. That's why you never see a narcissist with a narcissist. It's always the one. There's a sweet one, and then the narcissist. So
Well, that's
I
funny.
think-
In this particular instance, though, why do you think that these women aren't just going after these older men because of their resources and because they want to have shit given to them and rides on airplanes and all this other different stuff that you seem to see in these age gap
There's always
relationships
something
all
deeper.
the time?
It's always something deeper because material things don't really get you that happy. So it's coming from somebody who's had it all.
Yeah, they don't, but that doesn't mean that women don't like material things because they sure do like material things.
Security, it's being provided for.
Let's have the whole panel
older men.
give a reaction to the video, starting with you. Go ahead.
What video in question? The
Li-
one, like,
literally
the
the one
Charlie
we
Kirk
just
one.
remember.
Can you replay the video?
Under the age
All right,
of
pull it
30,
back up,
women are
Nick.
in
Pull
their
it back
prime
up.
for
Pull it back
dating.
up. Just skip to the end part,
Right.
like halfway through. Video from
Oh, okay,
full
okay,
screen,
that
full
one.
screen,
Sorry, I was
just
thinking
play
about
one more
other
time.
videos.
Just play one more time. Go ahead, play it. Play it. Yep, go ahead.
You know, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry. It's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats, so I thought you know.
You can
We've
pause it. Yeah, he's basically saying, hey, sorry, it's true. When you're in your 30s, you're not as attractive as you were when you were in your 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Disagree?
I know some, like, I've heard of people say, like, my 25-year-old body isn't the same as, like, my 18-year-old body, and that's just something you have to accept. So I do agree with that video.
I read somewhere that man met his wife when she was in her 30s and he was in his 20s.
I don't think that makes his
Yeah,
point
but why
wrong.
would that be a problem
No, I'm not
for
saying
his
it
argument?
does.
And you're currently in an age gap relationship, correct?
Yes.
You are 24.
17 years? 17
Yes.
years, I remember?
Yeah, you're 24. He's 41, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So wait, what's your point that you're trying to make?
No, I was just wondering if anybody else knew that was true. I don't think.
Is
that
she older
he-
than him, or he's like 34 and she's?
Let's assume she's 10 years older than him. I don't understand how that affects what he said.
Well, I would say that he
not
doesn't
everybody.
believe what he's saying.
I don't
Wait,
think
what?
it's too. I don't think it's conflicting at all
Okay.
for him. I don't think the statement he made and the fact that he married a woman who was 30.
Out of the pool.
I don't think those are conflicting things.
Okay.
Yeah, for instance,
Somebody's
let me give you
prime
an
might be
example.
different
Say-
for somebody else. Maybe somebody likes older women, you know? So it's
Mm-hmm.
different. And like for me in my 20s, I was on drugs, my face was crazy, like I wasn't in my prime. So I think it's different for every person. I think we got to stop stereotyping. I get his point. What his point is stop focusing on work and then you're going to miss out on
Wait,
family.
let me
That's
ask you a
his point.
question though. You said in your 20s you weren't in your prime, but let's assume that you had not done all the drug use and the partying and being
What?
involved
Wait.
in S.
She
What?
said she wasn't in her prime in her 20s?
Because she's saying compared to now, I'm living a healthier life.
Everybody's
I'm not doing
prime's
drugs.
different.
But let's assume that in your 20s, there wasn't the drug use, there wasn't any of that stuff. Just comparing yourself at 25 versus your 34. So let's say 24 versus 34. Would you agree that you would have been more physically attractive then than you are now?
No, because I didn't start drugging and all that until I got out of the military, which was I was 27 years old.
But it's just a hypothetical.
But I'm saying, for me, when I grew in Christ, that was when my prime was. I feel like my soul is what matters.
Your physical appearance. Physical appearance.
Physical appearance.
That's
I think
yeah.
my style got better. I know what to wear. Like for me, I think it's
Here,
different.
hold on. Let me clarify here. This is a question we often ask. So, the way we typically will ask this question is it's going to be related to the rating yourself question. All else being equal, do you think, and typically the way I ask it, do you think you'll be more physically attractive in 10 or 20 years time?
Less, obvious.
Less.
Yeah.
But so,
So then it would
I
stand to
don't think
reason that
30s
you'd be
to me
less
is not
physically attractive
old,
now than you
like-
were in your 20s.
but
right?
okay, so the way I can just ask this question, you're 34 now, if all else being equal, do you think you're more physically attractive at 24 than you are now at 34?
My muscles matured. I look better.
Muscles
I don't know.
matured?
I honestly,
Wait, what do you mean your muscles matured?
the older you get, like I was a bodybuilder, so my muscles weren't as developed as they are now. So when
you
it
think
comes to
that's like
body,
a-
like I can, if we stood up,
No,
my
no,
body
but
looks
all
great.
else,
like,
all else being equal.
Oh, like
So that means like you can't do this scenario where 24 I was
There's no
obese.
conditionals there.
Yeah, 24 I was obese. 34 I'm a super
I mean,
fit.
generally
shape.
speaking, yes, of course. Like the
Okay.
older you get, life happens, gravity, all
All
those
right,
things.
gravity.
Also, you're not as fertile as you were in your 20s, right?
Yeah, but you only need one egg to get.
You only
Okay.
need what now?
You
One
only
egg.
Need one egg.
Yeah, no, I understand, but it stands to reason that women who get married in their 30s, and especially in their mid 30s, likely going to have less children than if they get married in their 20s, right?
Yeah.
Wait, going around the table, reaction to the
Sorry.
Kirk video. Did you give an answer?
No, I haven't. I understand. I think if a woman wants to go to school
Nick, could you close the door?
to if a woman wants to go to school to get like a better job in like corporate world, whatever, it's kind of hard. I don't think they're all the same. So if like some people are complaining about not finding anyone when they're 30, like I don't think everyone's complaining. Does that make sense?
Sort of, I guess. Okay.
Just go for the older guy.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with him I don't necessarily disagree with him with what he's saying because it's kind of true, but I mean, it just sucks.
It sucks. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I already did.
Okay, well then, yeah, I don't necessarily agree, but like in your situation where you were.
Wait, you don't necessarily. What do you mean you don't?
Well, because
necessarily
like,
agree?
okay, in her situation, right?
Who's her situation?
Yes, yours. I mean, you were taking drugs and you just weren't in the right state of mind. So like maybe like she looks a lot better now than she did like when she was in her 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
like
said
she's
you didn't
cleaned
start
up.
drugging until you were
27.
So I
Oh.
mean, like.
But even my soul.
Okay,
just
well,
in
Charlie
general,
Kirk
is a
said women in their
workaholic.
30s as compared to women in their early 20s. So even using her example, not even using all else being equal, she wasn't drugging in her early 20s.
Well, then, yeah, I think, the dating pool's a lot better in your 20s and 30s then.
It's not even necessarily the dating. So he's talking, so the question sort of is, are women in their prime in their 20s as compared to their 30s?
Yeah, I agree. Women in their prime
Okay.
20s.
All right.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yep, I agree.
My DMs are flooded.
The DMs are flooded.
Yes, I don't respond, but I'm
Do you
just saying
consider
I
yourself
don't think it's hard.
traditional?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why? It's 'cause
All
the
right, Nick, pull up the
tattoos?
Instagram.
'Cause the
Pull
tat-
up the Instagram.
Hey,
We're going to do the
God's been-
Instagram
God-
deep dive.
God has been slowly convicting me about
Convicted,
things.
yep.
But I had like 1,000 pictures on there, and now I went down to like
Remove some.
So slowly, it's been working.
We're going to call it, this
Why,
is...
I don't
and-
understand.
And disclaimer, I came from Miami, so the
Wait,
clothes was a little bit
hang on,
different, and
hang
I
on.
just moved.
How long do you think it's going to take God to convict you to get rid of the rest of them?
That's between me and God. What do you mean? To get rid
Well,
of the rest
would
of my
you
pictures?
like if you had to guess
I think
based on the
religion-
current
I
amount
think
of pictures
religion
that
is
you've
what can-
taken off versus the future amount of pictures that you will take off, would we say that within a year that you'll have all
No,
of the
I think
bad
religion
pictures
is
off?
the one that's going to look at you and say, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. And I think they're the ones that, but I think God works on you slowly. Like if you've been accustomed to something for so many years, you've been showing yourself for this many
So
years,
many years.
it does take time. And especially coming from Miami, like the stuff I wore in Miami, I didn't think it was
Sure,
bad.
sure,
and then
sure.
I come to
Yeah.
Nashville. Okay, you're ready.
We're doing a segment called Traditional or Not Traditional,
Andrew's
brought
ready.
to you by Andrew Wilson
Oh,
and Associates. Okay, go ahead. Pull it up, Nick. All right, Alicia Magan.
Alicia.
Alicia, sorry. Okay. So, scrolling down, We're going to see. We're going to do in a little slower for us. So traditional or not traditional? Are you conservative too? You conservative? Mm-hmm. Okay. Traditional, not traditional. Is she? You can pull up the chat too. Pull up the chat for us. Just pause it there for a sec. Traditional, not traditional. Traditional, not traditional. Huh? That's fine. Traditional.
Andrew, you okay over there?
Scroll down. Scroll down.
Quiet.
Traditional. A lot of chat is saying not traditional. Not traditional. There's a Pepe with a cross. Not traditional.
Oh, what?
Not traditional.
What is your if you had to point at the 5 newest photos that you had? What are the 5 newest
Booty
ones
Top
pic.
that you have?
ones.
Booty
the top
pic.
ones.
Bikini pic. Booty
I
pic.
gotta take that one off.
Booby pic. Bent over booby pic.
It's a video. It's not taking
Is that
photos.
are you on a lawnmower? Well, I don't know what that is. At the beach, pic. Boxing stance, booty pic. Wait, hold on a second here. Oh, look at Andrew here. He can't believe his eyes. He can't believe his eyes.
To the pure, all
Andrew.
things are pure.
When will God convict you to get rid of the rest of these? When is that going to happen? I know it's a process, right? But can we start with a process of like?
You know what? You're right.
What
Maybe
is
this
actually
podcast-
stopping you? I just want to know if you know it's wrong. What is actually stopping you from removing them right this second?
I listen to God. I don't listen to other people. So
Do you think God wants you to have those pictures on your Instagram?
I didn't. Honestly, it's. If you have a dirty mind, doesn't matter what you look at. I've seen girls who are completely covered up. I've worn dresses that were completely covered up and still had men look at me. If
Yeah,
a
but
man's
those aren't pictures
perverted,
of you
if
in
he has
dresses where you're
perversion
completely
in his
covered
mind,
up.
it's
Those are
gonna come
pictures
out
of
that
you
way.
basically
Can I
nude.
ask you a question?
Sure.
Before we even saw it, your immediate reaction was, "Don't judge because the clothing in Miami is different." Was
So a lot
that
of those pictures I just moved.
I don't know. You looked like that. There could
I
have been
just
Hawaii
changed.
there.
So I just
There
got
could have been-
delivered. I had sexual generational demons, everything. So
Generational.
yeah, and you can see it a lot in these girls in pictures.
What's that?
There's so much witchcraft,
So-
new age stuff.
Witchcraft?
Yeah.
So-
So I've.
Damn.
Maybe just the photos that in your mind you were like, "Hey guys, like hold on."
But my
Whatever
last
those
photos I don't have a
ones-
problem with.
Wait, I have a
I
question.
would archive those ones, and then that way
Archive?
next time somebody's like, "Let's see your social," be like, "Yeah, here."
Yeah.
Say what you want to say, but there was something you already knew. There was something, which is why you gave everybody a disclaimer.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's you
Well, I
knew
knew
there would be
Andrew
photos.
was excited about
Wait,
this.
so Andrew, you are the.
Oh, I see. You're making an inference there. Yeah, it's very clever and very Christ-like, right? So, but let's back up real quick because I would like to know the answer to this question, right? What is actually stopping you if you believe that it's wrong to have photos like that on your Instagram from right this second deleting them?
I could do it. If you want me to do it, I can do it. There's no problem doing that. But I listen to God. For me, I saw those photos. People have seen my transition, and that's been my testimony. There
Got
are a
it.
couple I need to take
You
out,
listen
but
to God.
the pictures I
so
have
let
really
me just
aren't
ask
bad.
you with the follow-up. Do you think God wants you to have those pictures on your Instagram?
Not all of them are bad, especially my
Yeah, I
last
know. The
photos.
ones that are, though.
Of course. I
Yeah,
need
then
to
why
take them
why
down.
haven't you deleted them?
Yeah, I haven't to be honest, I haven't looked through my photos in a while, and I just did a revamp on them, so I don't go to my Instagram and look at everything look at everything, so all the time.
Could you see it from an outsider's perspective? Like, I don't know you at all, right? And I want to give you every benefit of the doubt. And I hope on your journey through Christianity that we see you in an Orthodox church one day. I do. But you can see where it would be that people would have doubts about you and people like Nala and your convictions when you say, I only listen to God. And then when I ask, well, do you think God would want this? And you say no. And I ask, well, why haven't you deleted it then? You really don't have a good answer.
God will take me through that process when it's time. Like that's really what it is. It's everybody's relationship is personal. It's very different. If he stripped us of everything we ever had, we'd go in like shock. It's like a slow transformation. God is
cold turkey that shit.
You know, like people,
Cold turkey,
they
that shit.
struggle
Beyond
sometimes.
donated
They struggle with
$200.
Cold turkey.
masturbation.
She has
they struggle
troubles
with certain
understanding
things.
what God wants from her with all the different tongues he speaks to her in.
Tongues? Tongues.
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 Well, listen, I get that it's a process, but I just want to let you know that part of the process could be hitting the delete button. That seems like a pretty easy process, right?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I just newly gave my faith. I literally just got baptized maybe 3 weeks ago, rebaptized. So it is a process. I have gotten rid of a lot, but it's between me and God, and that's what's so beautiful. It's a relationship, not to be condemned by other people. When you're like a Pharisees, you know what they told Jesus? You're wrong for this, you're wrong for that. The Pharisees always had something to say, but it's that relationship. And
Wait,
I feel like you are a Pharisee.
Can you give me the, if you feel like I'm a Pharisee? Well, then just to kind of rejoin back against your accusation of me being a Pharisee, can you give me the parable of the prostitute who won't delete her prostitution photos from her Instagram, please? I'm all ears.
I think it's just honestly a process. Like when I...
No. I'd like her to answer. Can you give me that parable real quick?
Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
I have a question for Andrew.
When I came to church, I had...
Hold on. What's your question?
So you just deleted your OnlyFans in January?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that just based on only your pictures and your Instagram that people would believe that you're Christian? Or that they would infer that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think that I talk about it. I'm very open about it. And I think that's how God wants us to be. He doesn't want us to be shamed. All that condemning, shame, all that stuff comes from the devil. At the end of the day, like, he can use all things for good. And that's what's beautiful about him. And he loves us so much. And it's like, when you have God in your life, you're not selfish anymore. You think about others. Like, it's a whole perspective change. You start loving others differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up very religious. It was like condemning. There was none of that. Like, Jesus never came to people like that. He came to them with love and peace. People wanted to change because they saw something different in him. So
Gotcha. So do you think then, if this is the case, should you condemn the devil?
Condemn the devil? What do you mean?
Yeah. Should you give condemnation towards Satan?
I mean, he's the reason for a lot of things that go on. Why not? I mean,
but
it's not going to change. Satan's going to be who he is.
So if that's true, if you would condemn Satan, do you think it would be God or Satan who would prefer that those pictures were up on your Instagram?
Satan is not the one that we need to condemn. What do you mean?
What? Wait, what? You don't need to condemn Satan?
No, but I mean, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand your question.
If we should condemn Satan, right? You would agree that we should do that, right? Satan bad, right?
Yeah, and we have, with the authority of Jesus.
Would you say that God or Satan would prefer that you had those pictures up on Instagram?
Well, probably, if they're not appropriate, most likely Satan.
And so how would be the best way to condemn Satan then?
Gotcha, bitch.
I have another question.
So
Hold on. No. Hold on. Okay. I do want to move things on a little bit. Okay. One question, kind of related to the photos and shit. It seems evident from, your Instagram here. I don't know if there's a biblical, theological, ecclesiastical take on this. I do notice that you have plastic surgery. Breast implants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's like any BBL.
No, natural.
Dude, come on, bro. Stop
Swear
the cap.
on my life.
You're full of shit, bro.
No,
okay.
swear on my life.
Maybe, look, do you have... Hold on. Okay, so maybe, see, people like to dance around when I ask this. So you've not had any procedure for the buttocks region?
No. You
You're
can look
full
at
of
my
shit, bro.
old.
You're
You can
full
look
of
at my
shit.
old stuff since I
You're
was
full
a
of
kid.
shit, dude.
You
I'm
can
sorry,
see my
dude.
legs. I work out a lot.
Why do people lie about
I'm
the
not
fucking
lying about
ass
it. You can
shit?
see my legs. I've always been thick since I was a young kid, and I used to hate it.
I'm sorry, my dude. There's something going on with the cheeks.
That's your opinion.
You agree?
No, not in the way that you mean.
What do you mean? What way?
Like it looks good. She has a great butt. That she looks good. That's what I meant. I didn't mean it in the way that you mean it.
Okay, you're saying there's no, like, I don't know what the specific different surgeries are. No fat transfer, no injections. You're saying nothing.
No, nothing.
Bro, you're fucking capped right now, dog.
Okay.
You capping, bro.
Okay.
There's no, come on, fess up, be honest.
Have you had lipo in other areas?
I had lipo on my back, but my boobs. Which is the dumbest thing ever. This doctor, anyways, not the best story.
Bro, I almost want to pull this Instagram back up so I could like look at some photos and be like, I don't know if it's
Building
a BBL.
It's totally possible. She could totally build that.
Bruh.
You said you work out, right?
Bruv, dude, I feel like I can spot a fake booty. I think it's fake booty. Should we ask the chat?
Adam
what do you
22
think?
even
Pull her
said
shit.
the same thing.
Huh?
I said the chat's gonna say that it's fake.
They love saying that because they're all
I'm
good.
trying to
Girls
fi- I'm
have
trying
flat
to-
booties,
I'm trying to find the.
so they're like, "Oh, it's fake."
I work with lots of girls who have BBLs. I believe you.
Bro, come on. Hold on, dude. Hold on.
Let's see it.
I think it's fake, dude. I'm sorry. Why are you lying? Why
I'm
are
not
you
lying.
dude?
I'm not lying. I
Hold
have
on,
nothing
bro.
to lie
I need.
about.
There's the one where you were like sparring up against Black China, dude. Come on, bro. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Is it fake? I don't know, dude. Okay, but you do at least admit you have breast implants.
Yes.
So like, what's God's position? What's the ecclesiastical, theological?
I mean, I don't think we're supposed to change our body.
So would
I
you-
got my boobs done.
In addition
before.
to like you taking some of these Instagram photos off, would you take the fake titties out?
If it's not gonna hurt my health, honestly, but right now I'm gonna keep them in. But that was something I did in the past, so it's not like God takes you where you are and He forgives you. You don't need to go changing anything to be accepted by God. So
Yeah, it's not conditional.
yeah, so I don't feel like I need to take my boobs out, especially going underneath another surgery, which might be more harmful. So it just depends. Some people are called to do it, some people aren't.
No lipo?
And just in my back.
No stomach.
No, my stomach's.
You had it
Yeah,
on your
I'm
back?
thick right now. I feel like I need some lipo on my stomach.
I don't know. I'm looking at some of these photos and I feel like you're not being forthcoming about all your procedures. So have you had lip filler?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You had a back lipo.
To put fat here in my chest, which didn't. It's the dumbest thing ever because it only I think 40% of it stays or something like that.
And
it didn't even give me no.
That's the extent of it.
Yes. My nose is real. Everything else just did lip fillers and obviously Botox.
Oh no, man. I can't. Bro.
I mean, she's being honest about everything else.
That's
Why
what-
would
yeah,
you
that's
think that she's
I just
lying?
don't think that you would
Like-
lie. Yeah.
You don't think
There's no
people would
reason.
lie?
Well, I don't think that she would.
Didn't
if
you
she's
say you
owning up.
power
I think
lift
you- it's
too?
just
Like
a
you work
Yeah,
out.
body-
I mean, if
Yeah.
you're honest about
Yeah.
like being a sex worker and getting implants and everything else, I don't think that you would lie about that.
There's just like a certain shape that's just like impossible to achieve without surgery. You know what I mean?
necessarily think so.
Yeah, there's certain like that's just
mean,
not humanly
sure.
possible. You can typically spot it.
I think hers is humanly possible though.
Is it though?
But she's also a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the
what I
thing.
mean.
Like if it was me and my butt was huge, like that's so non-proportional. Like I'm like
Yeah.
a noodle. So, like, I think it. Yeah, like I think she's owning up to it. So I think, yeah, like I think she's being honest.
I'm 152 right now, and I'm 5'3.5". There's a lot of thickness. My legs are huge. My legs like the size of, I don't know how to compare that. I'm like of a tree trunk.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. I don't. Sorry, I'm looking at the fucking Instagram on my shit, bro. I can't. Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
guys, go follow me on Instagram. There you go. It's exciting.
I'm looking at
And
this.
all my followers are real too. I never paid for a follower like all these sellouts. I'm sorry, that's so sad. When
I'm
if you
looking at
can't
your
get it, don't
boxing
be it.
match with Black China.
Can we see it?
Bro, I'm sorry, but like, why are you lying?
seen her
Why
compared to
are you?
me?
I don't know. Maybe
Well, she
she's got the
definitely-
extra BBL.
She got
Yeah.
She got the extra BBL.
Jeebus may forgive you.
I'm sorry, bro. There's some fraud shit
Yes,
going on. I
with
think.
the man.
Okay, fuck it. Whatever. I'm gonna move on because I'm just burning time. Let me read some of these chats. Who wants to read? How about we have Peyton read? Go ahead.
Okay. The bullshit testimony. is only to make herself feel better about what she did wrong. Do y'all 304s really believe your true love will be honest with your nudes online?
I'm living
Online.
proof.
Be
that-
honest.
I'm living proof of that. My husband, he would have never, in his honestly right mind, I'll just be honest, thought of dating a woman with a past like mine. But as he got to know me at church, like he really felt peace in moving forward and in dating me. Like before me, he dated like, you know, a woman that was going to school to be a doctor and stuff like that. Like, but he felt peace and he felt like this is the woman that I'm called to be with in the future, and she's not a product of her past, she's a product of God's grace.
Amen.
And so yeah, I'm living proof, and we've been happily married for 8 years, been together for 10 years.
Okay, we have Nickelodeon. Peyton, if you can read this.
Should broke men be allowed to date, or should they just get their life together first? If the second, why should you of strumpets be allowed to date? Get your shit together.
Okay,
first.
going around the table, should broke men be allowed to date? Go ahead.
Yes, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
I would say no, because he needs to be able to provide. And when you're dating, you should be dating with the intent to be a husband. So not broke, like, I mean, you can be struggling, like, you know, but he needs to be trying. I mean, broke is like, he needs to at least be ready to.
Seems like a judgment from your part.
No, I just feel like if you're ready to, you should be dating for the idea of marriage. And if you're not ready to marry, you got to have a house. You got to, you know, so.
Why do you have to have any of those things to be married?
Well, you want to live with at your parents' house with your
well,
wife?
you know, but the point is that if you're super poor, then there's people in plenty of nations other than this one who get married and have families. Why would we push back against that just because they don't have a lot of material goods?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That changed with the circumstance. I was just thinking a young kid just starting off life,
Would you
living
not,
in his
Yeah,
mom's
but I mean-
basement.
would you not date a broke guy?
I would if it was God's man for me. I would. I've turned down rich men. Doesn't do it for me. I've turned down a lot of money. That stuff doesn't fulfill me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think broke men can date.
Yeah, I mean, they can date, but they should have like a vision for the future. Like they shouldn't be broke and content, at least not, you know, there's so many opportunities to make money and to be able to be a good provider. So you should be a visionary, right?
Yeah. Broke men can date.
Andrew, any quick thoughts on this one?
Yeah, of course there's no problem at all with this. The especially from the Christian lens. Materialism is irrelevant to Christianity. It's totally irrelevant to it. There's nothing at all wrong with poor people getting married. And sometimes they even raise kids in poor households. It's just not a huge deal.